Hi, my name is Sergey Savastyuk. I have a PhD in math, and I'm going to be talking today about how to trade in current markets. And primarily, I'm going to be using Tickeron website and demonstrating that how I use that myself. I used to teach at Santa Clara University applied mathematics, and then I started working with the high-tech community, made a few successful exits, and currently that's where I have one more company to start, which is a Tickeron. Okay, what is a Tickeron? Tickeron is SEC registered company. If you compare our company with quite a lot of other companies which give advice on the internet, then you will notice that some of them claim outrageous results and then mislead the users. Okay, so what happens with them, they get sued. So for instance, you could have heard about Online Trading Academy. And that company is being sued by Federal Trade Commission because they are not SEC registered and they are really making misleading statements and claim some outrageous results coming out of their system. So they were charging $50,000 per trading course. Okay, that's what we don't do. Plus, we registered with SEC, and that does not allow us to say any bullshit. Okay, so the first tip of the day is for you. If you want to find out if the company is registered with SEC, you can go to the either general information or legal information. That example with Betterment, you might heard of this company. You find the Betterment and then find the Form ADV Part 2, which means that this company is SEC registered. It cannot mislead its clients. Okay, so you can find a similar form at our website. So that means we are not going to give you anything which is not real or outrageous. Okay, so that's the introduction, and from that perspective, this is our disclaimer, but our disclaimer is fundamentally based on the all guidelines for SEC registered companies. Okay. So you come here because most likely you really want to find out about algorithms, how these algorithms can be used in the current market conditions. You might know that quite a lot of trades right now handled by algorithms, and I will show you some of ours, and you can try them. Okay, so that's the plan for today. I'm kind of changing the typical sequence of my presentation. I will start pretty much from the end. Okay, so what I mean is I will show you how I trade in these current markets, and you will see how you can do similar things and use our system. Okay, so let's go to our website, and this is a system after login. So you definitely registered, you definitely already logged in, and that's where you can start. Let me show you a few things just to orient you in this website. Okay, so for instance, the very useful window right in front of you where you can find pretty much anything you want. Okay, so for instance, if you want to find out about what's going on with Tesla or any other stock, you just type here and then click here and go to all signals on newsfeed related to Tesla. Okay, so you're going to find here updated information, charts, and what our system thinks about Tesla. So at this moment, the scorecard says hold. So that means there is some kind of uncertainty in this case, and it's unclear whether or not it's going to go up or down, right? There is a lot of other information you can find on this site. So for instance, Tesla belongs to some groups, electrical cars, motor vehicles, and I will talk about the groups later, okay? So you can read quite a lot of information from technical perspective, fundamental perspective, and everything is here, okay? So you can also find what's going on with the industry. So for instance, if you type here, let's say oil, then it's oil gas production, and then you want to find out what is the news feed for this only industry or category, then you will be able to read and see these hashtags which you can use, okay? Kind of what you have right now in this industry, 95 tickers, and all tickers are here. All the news are below. The green means it's up, and the red means down. And this is a group analysis of this particular industry, and this is more of the group highlights. You can read about this industry and its fundamentals, okay? I'm not going to be commenting how to read that stuff. I'm just going to orient you here. And the same thing with the theme, which doesn't belong to any industry. Let's say 5G, it's not industry. You type here, you get 19 stocks, and you get the news feed about all companies related to 5G or China or Europe, wherever you want. You're going to be able to find analysis of this group as well as this individual news, okay? But as I said, I oriented you a little bit here, and I will go straight to my paper trade. Let me start here and see how it goes, because I typically kind of describe what we do, a little bit of a theory, but since we're talking about the current markets, then I will just talk about our paper trades. So what is the paper trades? It works like almost a real brokerage account. You make trades, but they're paper trades. So that means you can risk more of your paper money because it's not real money. And that way you can train yourself, and we will help you how to find out which of our tool works for you, okay? So let's look at my results for the past month. You see, it's from May to June 4th, okay? So what we see here, in our paper trades, we just fix the trade for, let's say, $10,000 per trade, and then we accumulate open trades. They are not closed. This is a closed trades for the month. It means I didn't trade hell of a lot, but I still have a lot of open trades. We're going to look at them, and that's the net profit for a month. If we look at the quarter, then we will see my results for the quarter, okay? So let's go back to the month and see what we have, okay? So this is a very interesting statistic, okay? It looks like I closed only 9 positions this month, not a lot, and then I was right 100%, okay? Let's see, it means you see closed position for this month 11, but I have 20 open positions, okay? Then look, the average profit I was making within this month was $700, and average loss 400. This is a really good ratio for the trader where you have more profit and then you don't have collateral loss, okay? Then this is a really important data you're going to find out about yourself. And my average duration of a trade is 6 days. Okay, I kind of understand that. Let's look how this is organized. This is the open trades. This is the closed trades. Okay, so these trades are closed. This one I can close. And what it means it was bought. Okay, and on 10,000 it was entry price. This is the current price. This is a profit, and I can sell. Okay, and this is a holding time. This is a number of shares in this column I bought out of 10,000. Okay, so that means we are not calculating. We're calculating shares out of 10,000. Okay, so this is an important column which shows where I took some of the ideas. Okay, This most likely was done right from me, right from this place. You just click here, make a paper trade. You type here, let's say FB, Facebook, and then you can buy or sell for 10,000. Okay, that most likely was the case. But then you can see that this trade was made out of news. This is IPF. It's our intraday pattern feed. Again, from news, and then from screener. It was not a bad trade. Then news, PSC. It's our product pattern search engine. Was not a bad trade. Again, news. Okay, mixed results scanner. It's okay, and some mine ideas were right here. Okay. So it's interesting thing that if I go here, then I see the results for my closed trades, and I can do is to look, okay, I can sort that and then see where I made money or if I did, yeah, I don't have a group. You know what, I can show you the groups just to demonstrate that. I will go to quarter and see if I made trades in a quarter. Okay, so I made 240 trades. I was a little bit more active before. Okay, and as you can see that how it's going to help you, you see Apple, right? I made 3 trades and all of them were successful. Agilent, nah, it's okay, not a big deal. Only 1 trade with AMD was not good. Let's look at the groups of trade. You see, this is a calm, okay? So if you want to find out what it is, you click here, and then Calmine Foods, yes, okay? So you show all, and then you see how many trades I made with a similar thing, and I lost on all of them, okay? So what it means I kind of not lucky with the Calm, and most likely I'm not gonna trade. In the future, we're gonna put like a warning. You are not lucky with Calm if you're gonna continue trade with paper trades, okay? Let's say CHK, right? There's an oil company. Oh, look, I made 3, 5, 8 trades, and all of them were good, right? I made almost 2,000, and then I know that that's a kind of a good company for me. This one is good, right? So this one, CRC, the good one too. Okay. Then this one. It is the DuPont is a good for me too. You see, this one not. Okay, so you see, I know that when I see next time this company, I'm gonna be believing that I'm not that lucky with this company, and I'm not gonna trade that one. Okay. So what a paper trade does, it helps you to analyze your own results. And here is also interesting thing. We're going to give you long position 1. I write 76%. When I do short positions, then it's only like kind of almost 50%. It's kind of 50-50 result. Okay. And still the ratio is not that bad for a quarter. For a month was better. And on average, you see, I was holding 1 day on average duration of the trade or in a quarter. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, and I'll show you right here, obviously, this one, it is a Veritone company. It's a 5,000. I'll just sell it. Okay. Sell. Boom. So market is closed. Okay. That's a good point. That what's going to happen in the morning on the opening bell, the system is going to record that trade, and you see it went to the pending order. You see that's here. It's going to be it's going to close this position at open. Okay, so let's see what else I can close, which would be good. Okay, this one 12% BP from screener. I made that trade. I will close that tomorrow, okay? So the same thing, okay. What else I can close? Farm, yeah, I can close. So that way I'm gonna have more data for the next webcast, because what I do, maybe I will demonstrate you what I would have traded today, okay? This MSCI company, That's a good 8% of gain within a few weeks. It's short position, by the way. Okay, so all the markets I shorted that, and then I will buy the same thing, buy to close, and boom, it's gonna close at the opening bell tomorrow. It's gonna close me 4 positions, and I'm gonna have more trades to demonstrate to you guys and to myself and see what works, what doesn't. Okay, so this is a brief demo of this, and then brief demo of our paper trading capabilities, and then you can see, you can look at the assets, you can record trades on Forex, cryptos. Actually, one guy doing really well on cryptos, I don't do. And then source of idea, you can also sort if you have a lot of trades, see where the idea is coming from. So we're going to go through this blocks of our models, and then you will see how you can trade from there. Okay. So, and this is annualized return. If I continue to do that, then it's 174%. If I continue to do the same way in the same style. Okay. So now let's go back to the home and see how I typically approach the trades. Okay. What I like to look is at the market overall, okay? So this was very small changes in the market today. This is a one-day change. And DIA, it's a TF for Dow Jones, SPY, QQQ for NASDAQ, IWM we took for Russell 2000. Okay? So what I do, I kind of like to do the following. You click here, and then I see more information kind of globally, what's happening with the markets on different perspectives. And okay, now waiting. Let me click it again. Oops, it was just work before. Yeah, it's kind of slow. Maybe I have too many screens open. Just a second, I just, oops, why is it? Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Let me, I don't know, it worked like 30 minutes ago. Okay, but let's assume that I will do the different way, the same thing I wanted to show you, okay? I simply wanted to show you the following. If I want to find out what's going on with the markets, I will type it here. The result is going to be the same. DIA, okay? Then I will take SPY. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to analyze that group all together. Then QQQ, pick it up, and IWM here. Now I have 4 major ETFs. I'm going to analyze them and look at their summaries. Okay, I'll show you later what it is. So I can look at the news feed. There's going to be news, but the summary is going to give me the summary of all of them 4 together. Okay, so I'll press go. And now what I see is that what you've seen this chart before, it's a group analysis. What it means the system has the proprietary approach to analyze buyers and sellers. As you can see, with 87% is going to go up, and then 2 to 1 buyers to sellers. So what it means market is going to continue to go up. So then we will see DIA as scorecard, strong buy. You see, this is a chart. And in fact, that if you would have used our momentum indicator, that's the point from which we last time claimed it's going to go up. So from that point, it is up exactly, okay? So SPY, still strong buy. Then here was also momentum indicator. On the NASDAQ, strong buy. And as you can see, that was another cross section of the two moving averages, 250-day moving averages, and then IWM, strong buy, also momentum. So if you don't know anything about momentum, you click right here and you can read about this indicator. Okay, I'm not gonna be developing that story because I assume you guys can go and read. Okay? So that's what I really wanted to show you, that the market, current market, is good. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do then, I'm going to see what else we can do with analysis of this market. Okay. But before that, I have to now go back and then show you a little bit of a theory, very little, what it means, the basic trading plan, and what we mean by odds of trading success. It's kind of important to understand our system and why it gives really good results for the users, because we do these calculations, and I'll show you what it means. Okay, but wait a second, and if you know these basics, then that's great. But I will show you how we approach that differently. So let's split the kind of the trading plan in like 4 categories for simplicity. Let's say trend continued. What that means? Stock goes up, and we bet on the fact that it's gonna go continue up. That's a kind of the approach people use, and it works. Sometimes it doesn't. The question is how often it does work. Okay, some people like trading on a dip. Stock goes up, dip, and then up, right? So from that point, the question is whether or not it's going to go up. Breakouts, we use it for patterns. It goes up, then breaks particular price line, and then goes up. Okay, this is a trend reversal. What happens here, typical beginners really try to find trend reversal, and they are eager to find this particular point of the reversal, and they believe that it's gonna pay them the most. This is a diverse strategy you can approach and find. Never try it, and I will try to show you why. And most likely why, because it kind of goes down, then most likely it's gonna continue down. If it's goes down with a dip, it's most likely going to continue down. Okay, so that means you see this is the case of that one, and this one is most likely of those. Okay, so how we approach that analysis? We do the following. We take quite a lot of strategies, maybe I don't know, maybe 100 different strategies. And then we take all stocks, all ETFs, mutual funds, cryptocurrencies, and Forex, and then run through these strategies on the different time frames and see what happened in the past. Okay, so for instance, we believe, let's say, strategy, as I said, trading on the dip, and we want to find out if after the dip that particular stock went up with specific conditions. And then we believe that's a trading idea, and we go back. We found 1 month ago, similar case, 3 months, 5 months, 12, okay? And then we see and count. This one went up, it is success. This one went down, it's a failure, success, success. 3 out of 4, 75% chances of success that it's gonna go up. And that was for particular stock, for particular trade idea, okay? So then what happens that, what it is, you can say it is the backtesting. But in a typical software you can buy or see on a website, you are forced to come up with an idea and do the backtesting by yourself manually. We do that millions of calculations every day before you use that idea. So from that perspective, odds of success are the percentage of outcomes which confirm successful trade signals in the past. And we give it every time we give an idea in advance. So that means it is pre-calculated, okay? So let's look at the examples. So here are the crashes which took place from 2000 to 2020. It's a little bit outdated chart. And the idea is that every time there was a crash, there was a continuation of a crash, okay? And we don't see it right now. There are different reasons, different explanations, but there were crash of 2000, crash 2008. And from that perspective, that was supposed to be go down, but it doesn't, okay? I still believe it will go down. And there is a short-term explanation why it doesn't go down. And I believe that based on the data, if we look at the data of number of accounts which were created at Schwab, Ameritrade, E-Trade, let's say Robinhood, right? So the number of accounts almost doubled within the last few months. Okay, so what it means? It means people on quarantine have nothing to do. So they don't work or work out of the house, and they opening accounts and trying to trade, because that's the kind of reasonable activities for reasonable people, right? So maybe you are in this camp. And luckily, the market, as we saw it, where we saw it, you see, with these trends, you see, when market crashed, there was a really nice line of going up, and the people kind of get excited that the trading is a good activity, but never the less that at this particular point in the past, it would have been a disaster to start. You would not believe that it was a good exercise, right? But when the development is going to be in the future, would be more people filing for bankruptcies, would be more problems with restarting the economy. There is a still good chance it's going to go down when the people are going to go to work, and we will see what happens. So I don't know. I don't bet long term. We always look at the short term. Okay. So what it means short term, and I will show these shapes what we are looking for in trading. What we're looking for is that this half pipe type of a sport, and that's a good illustration how we trade. Okay, so if the guy, it's the same guy, kind of, it's a picture of the same guy. So he goes down, 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 and then some people trying to trade right here, but we say no, don't trade here, don't trade here, trade right here. When it's enough of inertia to jump, catch the profit, and then just get out and move to another trade. It's like here, get profit, move to another trade, move to another trade, and move to another trade. Okay, so that's what it means trading versus investing. So we do have both opportunities. As you can see, this is a tool for trading, this is a tool for investing, and then screener for both. And I will show you how to use them. Okay. Let me show you one more thing I always demonstrate on this picture. It's just the trend group analysis. You remember that chart I showed you here, where I showed you the number of buyers and sellers in one group. So that 4 was a group, right? So that means that I analyze what the group is doing. And if I analyze the group, then most likely, if I see a lost ship, then most likely the ship is going to go to the same direction as the group, right? So what I always do, I analyze the group as a real important element. But there is no pretty much software which can help you to analyze what's going on with the group. People just don't think that way. We do, and that allows us to generate a really good odds of success. Okay, we never claim we have 100%, but we have pretty good results. Okay, as I showed you in my own paper trades. Okay. So now let's go back here and then see how one can use it. This newsfeed. So the newsfeed shows you that we are catching the signal, MACD. If you don't know about MACD, you click here about MACD and you read about MACD. Okay, that's an indicator, and we give you only those signals which make sense. Okay, and that's 81%. This stock is going to go up. How we did that? How we calculate this? as you can see, we went back and look at this intersection. You see, the signal just showed up, okay? And then what we see that we found 47 similar cases and 38 who are good continuation of this trend. And that's the way we calculated 81. Okay, so then you kind of keep scrolling and you're gonna find a different type of signals. Look, for instance, this is a monthly gain of 28% for this company. And then what we did, we look at this history and the company continued to grow. Then the question was, is that gonna still growing? The chances are 68% is gonna go grow. Let's look how many cases like that. So we found 311 cases, okay, that is going to continue to grow. Let's look further. So what is that? It is bullish trend signal. It also was out of our tool about the, here's, I think AI is involved, and then it gives us really good odds of success. You see, this one company shows that it went up. Okay, interesting that we do show kind of a trend reversal. Why? Because we went down to the history and look at the history of this company. If we went so high, it went down. And that's the only reason we can claim the trend reversal. Okay. You see, we always say why we found that, and then we always see what's going on with these companies, okay? Let's stop here, for instance, and we will analyze that particular one, banks. I kind of thought we can talk about the banks. I found one bank. And then just for the sake of the demonstration, what you can do, you can make a paper trade if you believe that's a good idea right from the news. Okay, so you click here, make paper trade, CIT, 10,000 is going to go to the your paper trade. And it's going to be recorded that you traded from the news. Okay. But in order to trade, what I typically do, I click here and then read about CIT in more details, because one signal is never be enough. Okay, what it says that, okay, you see, that's a good indicator that it's moved up. It's a good thing for the month. And as you can see, if I look at the 6 months, it's here, it's still buy. I will open the scorecard. 5 indicators show up, 4 down, that's typical. And any other software valuation is 4, which means it's good. 1 is the best, 100 is worst. And that's the kind of the analysis we do. So if you don't know MACD, you can click here, you can read, right? So that's so easy. And then from that point, there was a signal on MACD, and it's still you're going to be making money if you would have entered right here, okay? Then you can read here also about the fundamental analysis. You see the number of buyers more than sellers. It's still going to go up. And that's a good fundamental analysis. You scroll down, you can read about the industry. You can see what was happening and when it's going to be the next earnings call. Support resistance, you see it's above all these bottom created support resistance lines. Headlines from other sources, we also give it to you, all general information and everything which is interesting here, okay? So let me go back to this one and see, okay, what if I want to look at all major banks? And then what I'm gonna do, I click here because it is like a tag, and then I search. So since I kind of started interested in this, I can click here. And now I'm gonna analyze all major banks and see what is the group doing, okay? Okay, the good signal is that the group of major banks is a good opportunity, okay? And now there are several different ways of dealing and reducing that number 64 to some other number, okay? So what I can do, I can say, okay, I'm gonna add another hashtag. As you can see, all news have the hashtags, okay? So let's add a technical analysis hashtag. Okay, I have 56. And then let's say I'm gonna add moving averages to this. And this is signals based on the moving average. Now I have 15 signals, okay? And now I reduce that to some particular number, which I can analyze that further, okay? This is the signals, they're local signals based on only one indicator. Now, here's the trick we provide. Always look for this blue field where you can move these 15 tickers to pretty much any of our modules. Okay, you can move it to screener and analyze it in the screener. You can put to the scanner. And let's just do it. Okay, so if you move it to the screener, okay, then you're going to be able to view all these 15 stocks is a table. And then now you have that here. And I will get back to that screen, okay? So what I also can do, I can move and create a portfolio. What I also can do, I can look at the summaries. You already remember the summaries are such that they kind of summarize everything, and I can move it and create a similar report. You see the same 15, okay? No change. And now, as you can see, these are the scorecards for every single stock which is in this list, okay? And this is a title. This is a trade signals, technical outlook analysis of all these major banks based on the moving average. That's exactly what we have. Okay. What you can do if you like that type of news feed, you can save it. And next time when you come, you can create. After you created this search, you see you can type it here. And then after that, next time you come to the system, you're going to click it here, for instance, bullish casino news, and then you immediately get bullish casino news. Here, I would, let me create that one. It's kind of not that one. It's a major banks, okay? Moving averages, okay? And then save and go, okay? So that way, later I'm gonna be able to use, you see that successfully saved. I'm gonna be able to use the similar news. Okay. Where else I can move it? I can move it to, let's say, find out. First of all, I can move all of them to paper trade. It's kind of interesting feature. By clicking on paper trade, all 15 I can buy or can sell short. That's what I did in some other demos. If I'm totally convinced I can buy all of them 15 to observe what's going on with them, I can just buy it, okay? And all 15 are going to go to be executed to tomorrow opening bell, okay? But I also can look and see whether or not there are patterns, okay? This is an interesting module for us. As you can see, it gets to the pattern search engine, and you see the same 15 tickers. And now I can see whether or not there are good patterns. Let's say JP Morgan, right? So let's look at this pattern. Go here. So if you don't know a lot about patterns, then we explain that everything here. So it is a triangle symmetrical bottom. So we find this type of patterns and then find this breakout point because it works like that. It kind of goes down, then consolidates, okay? And then some people say when it gets out of this triangle, buy here. No, the theory says that you have to buy right here, and then we calculate that point. As you can see, it's a breakout entry price, $102, and then it gets to the 127. You can make 19% on this trade, but what you're going to see is that the confidence is not very high. Okay. In order to see other trades of the JP Morgan with different patterns, you can see these are the results. And as you can see, JP Morgan is not that bad on the trading with patterns, and that's a good indicator. And as you can see, it's a consolidation, it's a breakout, and most likely it's going to go up. But let's see whether or not we can find a better confidence in this group. Okay, at 63%, Bank of New York, Mellon, 63% is also kind of bullish. Market is bullish, and let's see what's going on here. So distance to target 3%, but the confidence level. The confidence level is 63%. Okay, so that's a really good opportunity to trade. But in order to do the full analysis, I would click here and then do the read about this company. Okay, so we are still here. As you can see, there are a lot of opportunities to analyze, and that group right here. Okay, so this is all 15 stocks. Right in front of you, and these are the gains and losses for the this day. This is the gain and losses for a month. This is month, quarter, and all the data right here. Okay, just on a fingertip. Okay. Let me show you one more product we have, because let's assume I kind of reduce that down to 15. And what I can do is to see whether or not I can do day trading tomorrow. Okay. For day trading, we have patterns which are being found pretty much every 5 minutes. You click here. You see it's intraday trading and search for the patterns. So the same 15, okay? And now I have patterns which are now found for each of them on a different time frames. You see, this is the time frames and pretty much all confidence. And you see, on one day, kind of a small time frame, 5 minutes, you cannot make a lot. But here's the predictions about the 0.7%. You can make 2% with a confidence 63, but that takes more time and attention than the swing trading. And as you can see, this is all the long positions. This is a short position, which can make us 2% with a confidence 58%. Okay. So this is a good preparation for tomorrow. So in order to prepare for tomorrow with this list, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a watch list. And I'm clicking here. And what I have here, add new, and I'm typing 0604 major banks. Okay. And then when I click enter, I have that watch list saved, and I can come, let's say, tomorrow, and I'm right here from the beginning, and then I'm gonna open, let's say I'm opening the site, and then I'm opening my watch lists, okay, right here. Okay. And there was what 0.6. This is major banks, and I'm coming tomorrow. Opening bell. I'm clicking here, and I'm getting my 15 stocks. Okay. So here's a lot of interesting stuff. This is a typical fundamentals you see on any other screener, where you have to know what is the PB ratio, PE ratio, beta, EPS, ROE, PG, PEG ratio, right? So quite difficult to make real conclusions out of that on the fly, right? What we did, we come up with our own ratings, okay? This is the outlook rating, which pretty much looks at the volumes which are being traded. Green means good, one is perfect, and that's opportunity, okay? So what I would look at, let's say I'm going to look at the week, okay, chart. And then if you remember that picture, right, let's look at this picture, this one, okay? So as you can see, I'm going to be looking for this type of shapes to see how I'm going to be trading. And as you can see, these are the shapes. This is a good shape. This is a good shape. This is a good shape, right? Then this is from fundamental analysis standpoint, just one rating. I will tell you just one for today because it's kind of almost the end. I have other webcasts. What you guys want to see, if you want to see other webcasts about the, let's say, our screener, then go to webcast, find how to use the iScreener. I go in this webcast deeply into each of these parameters, okay? I'm not going to do that today. I'll just show you the basics, okay? So from technical analysis, I'm clicking here and then seeing the following, that these are stochastic, RSI, Arun indicators, moving averages, and these are the data, right? So what it does, it shows green, red, and gray. And the way to read that is as follows. The real signal was 3 days ago. And the typical software would give you some opportunities to do the back testing and find the odds of success on the moment when it is RSI gives you a signal, right? But what we do the following. 3 days ago was a signal, but we question the past for this stock. What happened if it was a signal and 3 days? And it shows that it was 59% odds of success, okay? It's all pre-calculated, okay? So what you can do, you can click here, TScore, okay? So on the TScore, what this sorting mechanism does is showing you more green, like a technical analysis score, and that way you would be able to see more green than red, right? And let me close some of the screens. Yeah. So from that perspective, this is still my 15 stocks, okay? And as you can see, pretty much all of them now kind of have on the top this type of shapes I was showing you before, right? So they could be all traded as on the top, right? So let's assume I would decide to trade this one tomorrow, okay? And as I said, it's tomorrow, right? I'm kind of coming. And then before really buying or selling, I'm gonna do the following. I'm gonna send it to the scanner, okay? Okay, I'm sending that to the scanner. This now a list of 5 of companies, okay? And now you see the scanner, which showing like minute by minute information. And the good thing about that is that here on this thing, you're gonna see whether or not your guess was right. What it means, right? Some of them are gonna be green, some of them are gonna be red, and then looking at the confirmation of the dynamic, you're already prepared to make the real trade, okay? Or what you can do from here, let's assume I have this, how many? 3, 5, 7, 8. I can do like that. I can send it to my paper trade. Okay. So you see this 8, and then I will buy it tomorrow. Okay. And now it's going to be executed at the opening bell, and then we will see what's going to happen. Okay. So now it is almost 6:50. Zoom works that way. It's going to shut it down as in 10 minutes. Please type your questions, and I think I covered quite a lot. And just for the sake of the demonstration, I can see if all my paper trades are here pending. So you see now I have 12 pending trades, and then we can see what's going to happen with them tomorrow. All of them are here. As you can see. What else? Just while you're typing any questions, then I will show you the future. We're creating right now some of the robots, and let's see what is going to happen. We're going to release some of the robots which are trading automatically. What you're going to do is you're going to be able to view how to see and follow the robots. As you can see in these paper trades, there's trades made by robot, and you're going to be able to examine all the trades before you sign up for the robots. But that's in the development, and then you will be able to subscribe it maybe in a month. Okay. So, do you guys have any questions? It looks like no, you don't have questions. Hopefully, it worked out for you well, and good luck with your trading activities. I will wait a second if anybody has a question. No? Okay, then I stop sharing that screen. Oh, that's one question. Yeah, I told you you should type it in advance. Okay, okay. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you is not a question. But I hope it's going to work out for you guys. Use paper trades. That's going to be the best learning curve, and that way you're going to be able to try our system. So one more. Okay. Thank you. Does this work with Forex? Yes, it does. Okay. So what you do, you go home. Okay. And then open here. You can select, let's say, classes of assets. You see, I put it here stocks. I switch it to Forex. Now my news feed is totally about Forex. Okay, it's totally reconfigured to Forex. Then, in order to do the trading, you can find the Forex in parent search engine, trend prediction engine, and Forex patterns intraday. So these are intraday patterns which you can trade, where we give find the patterns. Okay, we will also give you some extra analysis of AI trend predictions on this each pair, and that way you're going to have like a kind of short-term push and long-term view, right, for the week and for the month. Okay, and as you can see, you can get that feed and then base your decision on the two things. One is a pattern, and a verified what's going on, let's say Great Britain pound. So how you find it, you buy alphabet, you Great Britain pound with, what was that, and USD, yeah, no, GPA, right? So what you do, you go to here, so Great Britain, then you find it here, okay? And yes, it's a good trade, okay? So for instance, pound to yen, it's both down and the pattern is down, then you can make money. And then what we do, we show you the entry point, 137, and then exit point 130x, and then you can make 36 pips, and that's how you can use it. Okay. So any other questions? Okay, looks like there are no more questions, and then I will stop sharing, and then I will then close that meeting, guys, and goodbye.